All right, welcome back to week number 5. Hope you guys are ready for some crazy college pick'em. Welcome to the Saturday College Pick'em Show, Hurricane Edition. Hope everybody out there is safe. Hope you guys are okay. And what's awesome is I know we're gonna have a good show. That's what I'm looking forward to. No matter what, we're gonna have a good show. We're gonna have fun. We got a special guest that is in some beautiful weather right now. We'll bring him on in just a second for the dumpster fire pick of the week. My name is Dustin, as you can see on the screen, and we got Logan and Preston. What's up, boys?
What's up?
What's up? What's happening, man?
Dude, you talk about an exciting week of college football. Like, it's kind of a bummer that Carolina's not playing in this weekend, but you talk about a crazy week of college football. We got some big games this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huge. Yeah, I'm looking forward to some Georgia and Alabama. That's for sure. So,
Dude,
can't wait to
that potentially one of
two
the
powerhouses.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest games of the year, without a doubt. So,
this is when college football
ground.
This is when everything kind of gets real. When you start getting into these games with like Georgia, Bama, a couple other big games we got. So, I'm excited. Yeah. I'm gonna ride away in my chair all day Saturday. So,
yeah, just everything becomes ocean. So, yeah. Man, I'm excited for some quick picks. Our quick picks are like pretty solid too. I mean, it would be an action-packed show if we really went through all these picks. But man, before we get on with that the show, I'm gonna bring in our fourth guest. His name is Will the Kill Bryant. What's up, Will?
What's up, guys?
Will, where are you live from right now?
I'm live from somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Turks and Caicos.
All right. Sounds like the Turkey and Caicos.
Undisclosed location.
Hopefully away from the hurricane.
Yeah. I sent y'all a picture today, but I was posted up on the beach watching the ship in the crystal clear blue water. So it was nice.
Killing it, man. Killing it. Well, it's all breezy hill. That's for sure. It's been a rainy day here in South Carolina. Don't know where you guys are tuning in from tonight. But the weather here has been absolutely crazy, and it's probably going to be even crazier throughout the night. So, but Will, I'm going to turn things over. We're going to get the dumpster fire out of the way. That way you can go back to your honeymoon, hang out on your cruise, and have an awesome rest of your night. So we're going to turn things over to Will. Will, you?
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, boys. Having a lot of fun over here on the honeymoon. Got to a sea day tomorrow. I'm heading back to port. Hopefully there's a port for us to go back to. Storm shifted, so Port Canaveral is supposed to be hit kind of hard. So hopefully the car is still there when we get back. But last week was an interesting week of college football. There was a couple good games, a couple small games. But my dumpster fire of the week kind of takes place with something off the field that happened. I was reading on this morning. The program ULNV or UNLV, UNLV I think is what it is. They're having a lot of problems right now. Their quarterback actually just announced that he was going to not play anymore this year and take a redshirt year and transfer. And that stems from he was promised $100,000 in NIL, and he only received $3,000 worth of that. And they recently just had another player drop out and announced that he was taking a red shirt and transferring out as well. So they're losing players fast because they didn't come through on their NIL promises. And as a school, that's a bad look, and it's not good for the program going forward. And in turn, it really makes their program a dumpster fire. So for that, this week, I'm going with UNLV at the program as my dumpster fire of the week.
Well, I would agree. I just saw that story too. It's pretty nuts. I mean, that's where we're at in college football. It's kind of like a job now, and I can only imagine like if you had a job and they promised you a salary, and all of a sudden they're like, actually, we're going to give you like a tenth of that, and hope you're okay with it. Like,
well, even the issue is they don't even know it's true. Like the university is saying that they fulfilled their promise, and then the dad came out after the player got a bunch of bad rap on social media saying, no, well, he was promised money, he never got it. And so you don't really know what to believe, but it's what's going to happen now is they're going to have to start doing contracts, legal binding contracts to this money. And then at that point, it's not college football anymore.
It's not. Yeah, we're so far.
I think that's going to wind up being better for college football as a whole, though. Like, you start seeing these big players that want to go wherever the money's best, which, I mean, I can't blame them. I would probably do that too. But, I mean, if you want somebody to, like, say, we're all Carolina fans, if you want to keep Dylan Stewart for his 3 years that he's probably going to be in college football, you're going to have to give him big money, and you're going to have to sign him to a big contract. So,
yeah,
I think it'll be better for the sport having contracts versus, yeah, we'll give you this money, but you can leave next year if you want.
Yeah. It's almost a unstoppable snowball at this point. It's kind of is what it is, because they've had opportunities to say, hey, we're going to stop all this stuff, and it just kind of keeps getting worse. But I will say, like, there's got to be a checks and balance. There's got to be some sort of a system here where, because, UNLV is not going to keep up even with a Carolina, but a Carolina is not going to keep up with a Texas or even an A&M or Georgia. Like, so at what point is it a sport? At what point is it worth the entertainment? Because it's going to get real boring real quick without that kind of checks and balances. So somehow it works in soccer. I don't know if that's a pitching point. But it's an unreal amount of teams involved. So it's just going to be hard. But I would definitely agree with that's a big dumpster fire. And I think that is going to be something we look back on in years going forward and look back at this story and be like, yeah, that was a defining moment in NIL and the accountability process. So, yep, good pick, Will. All right, Will, we're going to let you go here in a second. But I'm going to get you to go ahead and pick the big game of the week. I'll give like kind of a teaser here, let you get your pick in. Georgia, Alabama, give us what's your pick, what you think is going to happen in the game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very close game. I read something today that someone said they had Georgia running away with it big time over Bama. I think that's a little crazy considering that it's in Tuscaloosa. Alabama's not the Alabama of old. They have some flaws, and I think they're still trying to figure some things out, but I think they're still a pretty good program. Georgia is dominant. They do everything right. They don't usually do anything wrong. I think I've gone back and forth with it. I think you my picks earlier, and I kind of thought.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, that was wise beyond his years.
That's good stuff.
And Will's gone. I guess you'll never know. All right. And he's back. All right. And Will with the Georgia Alabama pick. Woo!
Quick pick.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Who you picking, Will?
I'm going to go ahead and sign off, boys.
Who you got? We didn't hear your pick.
Huh?
Who you got? Who's your pick? We didn't hear it. You went out.
Oh, Bama, roll tide.
Woo! Roll tide. We got it in. We got the pick in. The pick is in. We got it in the first round. Will, hey, have a great night. Sophie, Sophia, Sophia. Y'all have a great night. Whatever works on a cruise. I don't know. Hope you guys have an awesome honeymoon. What? Sophia? That was the one? I will forever call her Sophia, just saying. You're going bowling?
Bye.
Karaoke?
All right, see y'all.
Yeah.
Bye, Wilbur.
Having some technical difficulties.
I love it. Hey, you're going to get it all on the Saturday College Pick'em show, especially when Will's on remote location.
Yeah, he's on a cruise.
You never know what's going to pop up. So, man, thanks for tuning in tonight. We've already got through our dumpster fire of the week. We got a lot of quick picks to get through, a lot of big picks to get throughout the week. Like I said, one of the greatest weeks of college football. Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you got Georgia? Do you got Alabama? Do you think Kirby Smart, coming off a bye week, is going to have enough momentum? We're going to run through some quick picks here. Give our taste on the picks coming up for the biggest games of the season here in Week 5. We're going to start things off with number 20, Oklahoma State, versus number 23, Kansas State. So, Preston – oh, actually, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I announced it that way. It is Oklahoma taking on Auburn. I'm looking at last week. I'm so thrown off.
No.
You're right. You're right.
Oklahoma Auburn is a pick of the week, not a quick pick.
Yes, right. Yes, got it. There you go. So I am so thrown off. My bad. I'm like the Oklahoma and the Oklahoma State threw me off so bad. So brain fart issues during a hurricane. It happens. Okay. So number 20, Oklahoma State versus number 23, Kansas State. Logan,
Yeah.
What you got, buddy?
Last week, Oklahoma State, Utah was a pretty good game. Oklahoma State looks like they can beat Kansas State. Give me Oklahoma State.
Good. Preston.
Yeah, I mean, I picked Utah last week. They came out on top versus Oklahoma State. That was their first loss of the year. I think, Oklahoma State with Gundy is going to bounce back this week, and really going to, I haven't been really impressed with Kansas State. I think I picked against them one time this year, and it burned me. But I think this time Oklahoma State's going to come out ready to win. So, okay, State.
Yep. I think Oklahoma State is the best team in Oklahoma. Write that down. I think that's a hot take. I'm telling you. But I think Oklahoma State's a good team. I got Oklahoma State in this game as well. So, all right, next pick. Running through them today for the quick picks. Let's see here. I have so many things trying to go on right now. My face ID.
Number 19, Illinois
There you go.
versus number
There you go.
9, Penn State.
Good job.
I'm going to go ahead and start this one off. Should be a pretty easy game. Give me Penn State.
Penn State. Preston.
I concur. I'll go Penn State. They're a better team.
I like the 19-point spread. I'm going to go Penn State. I think at home it's hard to beat them.
Defense. Yeah, defense wins the game. They have really good defense.
Clean sweep right there.
Maybe qualification for dumpster fire of the year. Florida State taking on SMU. Who would imagine in 2024 we were talking Florida State, SMU, and I got a feeling I know how this is going to go. Preston, what you got, man?
Has Florida State won this year?
They won last week.
Who did they play?
The other dumpster fire. Yeah.
Who?
UCLA.
UCLA.
LSU played UCLA.
Then they played Cal.
Yeah, that's what it was. Cal.
Yes, Cal. And they lost.
Also
they won.
terrible.
They won.
Yeah.
They're 1-3.
Cal is terrible.
This is tough. SMU's pretty solid.
At home.
Is that SMU?
At SMU.
All right. I'll go
Do it.
Just for the sake of my boys that aren't
watching.
There it is. Tyler and John, I'm picking Florida State.
Are they on right now?
No, they're not. They're not.
But
if they watch this, they can
All right. You got to get them in the chat. Be like, hey, boys.
Back me up.
I got Florida State for you, boys.
Back me up.
Jeez. Logan, what you got, buddy?
Something that's even crazier, other than us talking about Florida State and SMU, is that SMU is favored by a touchdown.
It's
6.5, right?
So, yeah. Okay, 6.5. So,
well, I mean, close. Yeah.
Still.
So yeah, give me SMU to beat them pretty good. So
good pick, SMU, man. 0 holes reference. Confidence in Florida State.
Yeah.
I am so excited for Florida State, Florida. I have no idea what's going to happen in that game.
Have y'all seen the joke that Florida and Florida State shouldn't be able to fire their coaches until week 12?
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree. I think it should just come down to that game. Like, whoever loses gets fired.
Yep, they get relegated.
It's a win-win for everybody, like, honestly. So, all right. Golly, man.
Florida State already plays in the ACC. You can't really get relegated from there. So
true. You'd go to Pac-12.
It's insane to me. It's crazy. Here, I just don't understand this, guys. How does college football work? Florida State had an amazing year last year. You had to play all like the whole thing at the end of the year, like went trash. But their year was amazing, like epic run. And then they go to this year, and we're picking SMU over Florida State. Like it
quarterback,
is
baby. It's all about the quarterback.
Yeah. So I think that's what I mean. Looking back now, even if you're a Florida State fan, I don't think you can go back and say the committee's wrong for not putting us in because we don't have a quarterback. Because now you don't have a quarterback, and it's showing how bad you are. You're 1-3. You're about to lose to SMU. You are bad without Jordan Travis.
Hot take. Robbie Ashford would do wonders for Florida State.
I would do wonders at Florida State.
Yeah. Robbie Ashford.
If I could see over the offensive line.
SEC Player of the Week would do wonders.
Dude,
yeah, absolutely.
Robbie Ashford, highest QBR last week.
Highest.
It's insane.
I mean, they
and
played.
Yet the man gets. Now, listen, since we're transitioning from quick picks to our picks of the week, and there is no Carolina game, this will be our Carolina segment.
Yes.
Dude, I was very hesitant to give Ashford any credit going into last week. But last week, I mean, he cooked. Like, I know it was Akron, and I know we can all come on here and be like, the competition. At the end of the day, dude cooked. Like, he looked good. Like, that pass to Bennett in the end zone right down the middle.
So nice.
That was
finesse
beautiful.
on it. That's one thing that Sellers does not have is finesse.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Okay.
All right. I'm ready.
First things first. I did have that inside source about Lenore Sellers.
You did. You nailed it. Yep, the boot man.
Just want to let y'all know about that.
You did. Yeah.
Also, I don't know about y'all, but Bevel, third-string quarterback, looked amazing.
Dude, absolutely.
He's like 7 foot tall.
Dude, that dude was on Florida State. They would be killing it right now.
He's massive. And he's so good. He's got a great pocket presence. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball. I don't know why we didn't give him a chance more than just one or two drives in the fourth quarter.
We're deep at QB, guys. We're deep.
Yeah.
We didn't think we were, but we
actually
Robbie,
are. All right. Here's what I'll say about Robbie Ashford. Yes, he had a really great week last week, but, 150 of his yards were rushing. And that's our problem with Lenore Sellers is we try and rush the ball way too much.
Well, he still threw for 243. What did he throw for?
He still had a good passing game, but
crazy.
And he see how it goes against.
He didn't even play in the fourth quarter, right? Like,
no.
Listen.
I don't know if you knew this. Robbie Ashford was an Elite 11 high school finalist.
That's
crazy.
Wild.
That is wild.
That's crazy.
He's also Auburn Football Player of the Year. See how that worked out.
Yeah. Well, he initially signed with Oregon, but didn't play. So then he transferred to Auburn because he's from Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Crazy.
I don't know. We got options. That's all I gotta say. I'm not as like
Sellers is gonna get hurt more than once.
Yeah. Well,
he's not gonna get healthy. He's gonna get hurt every game.
He's come off the field just about every game. So I'm not as like our season's over. Sellers is gone at this point.
Yeah, I feel better, way better. I think Ashford needed a game to get acquainted.
Yeah.
LSU was not the game to be thrown in there. That wasn't fair for him. So, and the play call was atrocious. Oh,
yeah.
So bad.
Yeah. You gotta let him throw the ball. So
yeah.
Speaking of Auburn,
but real quick, imagine the hypothetical situation if there was not an illegal offensive pass interference on that sideline throw Ashford made against LSU. We would have a completely different perspective of Ashford, a completely different perspective of South Carolina, and our season would be completely different.
We would have won.
Just saying.
We were in field goal range at that point. We could have kicked a field goal. They would have had to march all the way down the field instead of being on the 10-yard line. Big difference.
Worst case scenario would have pinned them back to like 5-yard line.
They would have had to march the field 80 yards to score, and that would have been very difficult against our defense.
Still hurts. But
it's all right. 3-1.
First cut is the deepest.
It's all right.
Yeah. So progress. Now, moving on to the rest of the world. No Carolina pick this week. We're going to talk about number 21 Oklahoma taking on that same Auburn team that we were just talking about a little bit. Preston, you want to kick us off with this pick?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in Hugh Freeze, man. He threw his QB under the bus. He blamed that L on the quarterback, and he tried to blame it on the first string, Peyton Thorne. Then he put in the backup, and the backup threw 3 picks.
Yeah.
And then put Peyton Thorne back in. So
that's not a good look. That's not a
good look. It's not. You don't throw your team under the bus, and so I see his demise coming soon as well. So
yeah,
I'm taking Oklahoma. So this is a no-brainer for me. I think Oklahoma's going to come out there, bounce back from last week, and win this game. So.
And I'm with you on the Hugh Freeze. When Hugh Freeze went to Auburn, I was a little hurt. I was kind of like, "Oh, did we just miss out on Hugh Freeze?"
Right.
But I don't know.
Yep.
I think things work out the way they should.
Same thing with Billy Napier. I was mad about Billy Napier.
I agree.
Going to coming from ULL and going to Florida instead of Carolina. I mean, I was like, what? Come on now.
Dodge the bullet there.
Dodge the bullet.
Yeah. So, like I had already premised, I think Oklahoma State, this is the hot take of the week for me. Oklahoma State is the best team in Oklahoma. I still feel like Oklahoma will handle Auburn. I think they will be just fine. So I'm going to pick Oklahoma in this game. Logan, close us out on this pick for us.
Auburn definitely didn't look great last week against Arkansas. Oklahoma, I mean, it's tough to beat that Tennessee team right now. They're really hot. Quarterback's really good. I don't know. I mean, there might be one team that might beat them this year. But, give me Oklahoma. I think it's kind of crazy that they set the line at even right now for Oklahoma-Auburn. So I think Oklahoma is going to roll all over Auburn and Jordan Hare. So I guess we'll find out.
Find right out. I mean, you got to pick a mascot, okay? Let's just be real, all right? You can't serve 2 mascots, all right? Everybody knows that. What are we here? All right. So enough about Auburn tonight. Yeah. Stanford. I mean, you talk about a close ball game, potential upset alert. Stanford showing up to number 17 Clemson. If you are a Death Valley sitting Clemson Tiger, you got to be shaking in your boots for this game. You talk about intense. ACC, Stanford's an ace.
No Chick-fil-A sauce?
That's insane. What?
Yes.
Okay. What has the ACC done to the ACC? Let's just be real. They used to talk all the junk about Missouri and stuff like that. We got Cal. We got Stanford in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Like, this is silliness. Stanford is definitely not the Stanford of yesterday. This might as well be Stanford from South Carolina or Georgia, whatever that small school is, coming into Death Valley. I say it every year. If we had Clemson's schedule, like, it would just be a different team, a different ball game. But you got to play the games that are in front of you. Give me Clemson on this game in Death Valley. It's just hard to go in there and win.
On that Stanford note, Florida State SMU is a conference game, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Logan.
This is a pretty easy pick for me. I just wanted to give a talking point for the Clemson fans. Clemson looked pretty good last week. I mean, they did play a bottom-tier NC State team that had high hopes, but I think they kind of got crushed last weekend. I think Clemson's still going to be up there at the top of the ACC somewhere. Give me Clemson this one by a lot.
Weston?
Yeah, I mean, I think Dabo's got his team in line. I think they took a beating that first week against Georgia, but they weren't ready for that game. They just weren't prepared, and so they came out
ready.
And Dabo got them ready, and so they've been handling business ever since. And so I think they're going to take care of business this week. I see Clemson going the rest of the year with 1 loss. So, whoa.
All right.
Watch out.
Until they get to Carolina.
Yeah. Bring the hype train.
Week 12.
Love it.
Hot take, Carolina's best team in South Carolina.
the world.
World
Just
champs.
you wait, Ole Miss. Just you
Homers.
wait. Homers. All right, dude. One of my favorite teams to talk about this season for sure, and a team I have a lot of belief in. Arkansas taking on number 24 Texas A&M. I'm pretty hyped about this game. Like, I think Arkansas's offense is probably my favorite story of the year. Just seeing just kind of the redemptive story of their coach coming back. I like Arkansas. I like what they're doing there. They've had some tough losses. I would compare them a lot to who we are. Obviously, their offense is probably way better in functionality than ours is right now. But I love the Arkansas story. I just feel like they're going to do something special this year. I feel like they're going to have just a big game sometime this year. What's your thoughts, Preston?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, we're still trying to figure out who's actually good in the SEC. You know, at first we thought, oh, Vandy's going to be good, but no, they haven't. They took care of that first game, and they've been dropping goose eggs since.
Dude,
So,
last week that was tough to watch. I don't know if you watched the end of that ball game. They had every chance to win that ball game. It was so hard to watch.
goose eggs, man. Goose
It was
eggs.
bad.
And then Arkansas, I mean, same situation. Like, they came out and put up a show that first game of the year. And we're like, whoa, look at this team. But then since, it's been tough. So, I'm going to go with A&M. I think A&M has got more talent. I think it comes down to talent. So.
Golly, that sounds like the LSU comment. That just hit a nerve right there. Good grief. That Nick Saban pick where he's like, LSU just got more talent on their side of the ball. They're going to beat Carolina. I'm like, you know what you can go do? Go to the NFL.
I mean, he was right.
And we won't go down that rabbit.
You know what he could do? He could come coach at Carolina.
Yeah. Hey, I'll take him. Whatever. Bring it on.
Yes, sir.
No, he don't want any part of this.
Hot take.
Hot take. Deion Sanders, defensive coordinator. What? Let's see. I would say I like Oklahoma. I'm not Oklahoma. I am so old.
I was like, why are we talking about Oklahoma?
My son just walked in with a ladder, so I'm like really thrown off right now. I like A&M. I think they had a shot in that Notre Dame game, and I thought they were legit. Next game, not so much. I see these two teams as kind of the same story. A lot of talent on the ball. It's just kind of like, what culture are we building? Who are we going to be? What are we going to establish? But I'm going to ride the train. Give me Arkansas. Let's go Piggies. I love it. Let's go.
Yeah. It's an interesting game. This is kind of going to shake up that bottom of the pack SEC of the SEC. I think Texas A&M is very, very overrated. There's no reason that they should be in the top 25. If you're going to put a 3-1 SEC team in the top 25, it's very obvious one that you should put in there. I mean, they beat Bowling Green last week by 6. They beat Florida by 13, a very terrible Florida team. They lost to Notre Dame, who lost to Northern Illinois. And then you got Arkansas on the other side of the ball, who went to double overtime with Oklahoma State, who is the best team in Oklahoma, according to some people. And has the best running back in the country, or one of the best running backs in the country. I think Arkansas is going to do something this year. I mean, I think they're going to be pretty mid-tier SEC teams this year. I think they're going to beat A&M this weekend. I think they're going to do it. They got a really good offense. Their quarterback's really good. So, yeah, give me Arkansas.
Hey, you got to beat the Colt every now and then. All right. That Texas A&M is a Colt. Just go ahead and write that down.
I hope Texas A&M loses every game.
Amen. All right. Number 15. Number 15, Louisville, taking on number 16, Notre Dame. Boy, you talk about a close matchup when it comes to the top 25. But even in the scoreline, it's not a big spread here. It's at Notre Dame. What time's this game kicking off, Logan?
3:30.
3:30 in the afternoon, prime. For some reason, I don't know why, but I feel like now TV 3:30 is like that prime time. I think they're just making it be prime time.
It's only if you play on CBS.
Right.
CBS Sports Radio. Yeah. So number 15, Louisville. I mean, I guess you would consider this almost like an ACC game. Does Notre Dame signed up for an all ACC schedule now?
Not technically.
They drive me nuts. But
I mean,
anywho,
yeah, kinda.
Kinda.
I mean, they played A&M. They played USC.
Yeah, most of their remaining schedule is ACC.
Are they 3-1 as well? Or
yeah, they're 3-1. Louisville is 3-0.
Man, a lot of considering this game. Logan, I'm gonna let you kick this one off, buddy.
Oh gosh,
you are familiar with the Louisville program from a certain perspective.
Secret's out. Louisville is my team in our group dynasty. We just won the national championship. Was backup quarterback. Louisville's got an interesting team. They don't really have a great running back or running back core. I mean, I think they could get it together, and I don't really know, open up the offense. But honestly, their running game isn't all that great. Their quarterback, Shoot, is really good. He has potential to really go far. He's a pro-style quarterback. So is Riley Leonard, though. I mean, Notre Dame's got a really good football team. They beat Notre Dame or Texas A&M at the beginning of the year, but they also lost to Northern Illinois. This is honestly a toss-up for me. I really don't know who to pick here. Give me I really don't know. This is a tough one.
Oh man.
You
want to pass? You want to pass?
Yeah,
and come back?
give me a pass. Come back to me, please.
All right, we'll come back to you. All right, I'll go next, and then Preston can maybe sway you and see what happens. All right. Notre Dame at home, that's just hard to beat. Like it is. Northern Illinois is a good team. Like they just are. I don't know what the rhyme or reason is, but they're a good team. I think Memphis is a good team, which is I don't know what's going on in college football right now, but I'm picking Notre Dame in this game. I think Notre Dame at home. I think money, for sure. But Notre Dame, I believe in the coach. I believe in the quarterback. I think it's gonna be a good game. So I'm gonna get Notre Dame. I think it'll be. I guess my pick. Preston.
Ooh. Give me the Fighting Irish.
Fighting Irish. I love it.
At home, Notre Dame, Riley Leonard, Louisville trash. Give me Notre Dame.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
They haven't played anybody. They haven't played, tell me this. How is a Louisville team that doesn't play hardly anybody who gets smacked by Kentucky last year in the last game of the year? They were supposed to be so good, and Kentucky smacks them. Carolina smacks Kentucky the week before, but at the end of the day, a 3-1 South Carolina, who only lost by 3 points, can't even get in the top 25. Tell me that. Tell me that. It's biased.
Louisville's 3-0. So
I understand that, but they haven't played anybody.
They haven't played anybody, but
who's their schedule? Let me look. Who's Louisville?
They play an ACC schedule. They play Georgia Tech, Jacksonville State, and Austin Peay.
That's it.
Austin.
Jacksonville State.
What?
I mean, you can only
Austin Peay.
You can only play the teams that they schedule you for, so can't really change that.
They beat Georgia Tech, but Georgia Tech beat Florida State, but Florida State is Garbo, so
yeah.
Garbo.
It's hard to look at these schedules and think that either one of these teams are actually good. Judging who they lost to and who they beat.
Blows my mind.
Louisville's defense is actually really, really bad. Their corners are slow. Their linebackers can't wrap up. Give me Notre Dame. Riley Leonard's going to throw the ball all over the field.
But they're top 25.
Well, they are top 25.
South Carolina has, the best defense in the SEC?
Yeah, they also have a loss.
3 points.
Listen here, Homer. You got to get on the program, okay? This is the only national program that's picking Carolina, okay? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just kidding. LSU was favored in the game, apparently, by what the coach said. All right. Let's see.
Pat McAfee McAfee chose Carolina.
McAfee did. That guy. I can't
still
say all
chose
the
wrong.
things.
Shout out Pat McAfee. Come on the show.
Dude, if we get Pat McAfee, I
that
will
would
lose.
change everything.
I will run out in the rain. I almost had a thought of actually recording in the rain tonight just to be silly. But you know what? We do it for the fans. Chad is dead tonight. You guys hit us up in the chat. If you're watching, throw us in a comment. Let us know you're there.
Everybody's scared of the hurricane, man.
I guess it's like they're on lockdown. But hey, we're going to wrap up our show. We got one final pick. It's our game of the week. Man, you talk about a classic SEC grudge match. We got Georgia taking on Alabama. Man, it doesn't get better than this. You talk about two teams with a lot of hope, a lot of expectation. Two teams I believe that are deserving of their ranking. Georgia slipped a little bit against Kentucky, but at the end of the day, it's still Georgia. They're still winning. Georgia, I think if I've talked to Georgia fans, I've talked to people that are actually engaged into who Georgia is as a program, and they all feel like it's taken a step back as far as what last year was. So it's definitely interesting to see what this game looks like. Okay. Is Alabama's coach for real? Is the program going to keep climbing and go back to the dynasty that they were? Is Kirby Smart just got the hold on the SEC and not going to let go? What's it going to look like? Georgia can only have so many seventh-year quarterbacks that come up. So we'll see what happens. But so I will go first, all right? And then you guys can rock, paper, scissors who gets to close. Dude, Georgia coming to Alabama. This is a crazy game. Last year, I probably wouldn't flinch on my pick. It would have probably been Georgia easy, okay? But for me, it comes down to quarterback. Georgia's quarterback has not taken off. Alabama's quarterback is not going to light you up, but I feel like he does enough to get the job done on third down and get you where you need to move the chains, get you in the end zone, and has that running ability where you're like, okay, at least he can tuck it and get that 3 hard yards we need. I'm going to pick Alabama at home. I know that's crazy, upset pick, but I do believe – I think Georgia will still get in the playoffs and do just fine. But I do see this as a slip-up game. I think Alabama is good, has talent, has a good coach, and has a formula to do something special this Saturday. So, roll Tide. That's what I got. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, boys. Who's got it? Oh, Logan.
You go.
All right. Preston. Turtle. All right, so Logan's going to close this. Preston, what's your pick?
All right, so I'm a firm believer that when it comes down, when it comes down to two powerhouse teams that have talent on both sides of the ball, I think it comes down to one, momentum, and two, coaching. And so obviously Alabama's going to have the momentum being at home. They're going to have the lights. They're going to be playing Dixieland Delight. They're going to be hyped up. But I honestly think it comes down to coaching. And I think in this instance, Kirby Smart's a better coach. If this is Smart against Saban round 2, I think Saban wins because he's a better coach. But I think with these two teams evenly matched, they got 5 stars on both sides of the line. Their backups are 5 stars. I mean, they just got talent everywhere. And how do you really – I mean, it comes down to turnovers, it comes down to penalties, and it comes down to coaching. And so I think I'm a firm believer that coaching is going to win this game. And I think Kirby Smart's a better coach. And I think Georgia wins. So that's my take.
What I will also add to that to kind of, I guess, say is when Georgia plays, whatever team they play against plays like the cleanest game of their life. Like, will not draw a flag. We'll see if that trend continues because I think Alabama and Georgia are two teams that the referees kind of will give some calls to and allow some things, but we'll see. I think it's going to be interesting to see this is going to be a hard-hitting game. Like you said, I think coaching is going to decide this game. There is going to be a scheme that's going to decide this ball game. So I agree. I agree. I got you. I think it's going to be a close one. Good pick.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
Logan,
sure.
close us out, big boy. I'm
All
going
right,
to put you
wrap
full
us up
screen, man.
for-
Why not? You know
All
what?
right,
You earned it.
cool.
You earned it, buddy.
Let's do it. All right, week 5, college football. We're going to close it out with a big one. It's going to be one of the – oh,
Just
hey,
kidding.
Dustin.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
It's definitely going to be one of the biggest college football games of the year. It's going to be a fun one. I can't wait to sit on my couch all night long and watch this game. It's an interesting one.
Dude, our brains are the same. I love it. Sorry, Logan. Usually we're interrupting Will, but we're going to interrupt you.
That's fun. Jalen Milroe is a really good quarterback. He's definitely a rush-first quarterback. I don't know how well – I don't think it's going to work out too well against Georgia. Carson Beck is going to sling the ball. I mean, it's just what he does. He's a really good quarterback. Judging off the Kentucky game and the Wisconsin game for Alabama, neither of these teams really looked all that great. Alabama did beat Wisconsin pretty heavily, but in the first half, it was ugly. Same thing against South Florida. I mean, Alabama hasn't looked like the Alabama that we know. I think they're playing to a lower standard from what they've had in the past. It's called the Saban effect. So, honestly, this is a toss-up. And another thing is I honestly don't think it's going to matter who wins this game. I think both of them are going to make it to the playoff, regardless of if they have 1 or 2 wins or 1 or 2 losses at the end of the season. But for this football game, even though it's in Tuscaloosa, even though it's a night game, man, it's going to kill me to say it.
Oof.
But I think Georgia's going to take this one.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's a tough one. I wouldn't mind seeing Bama win, honestly.
Is your mom at the house tonight?
No,
What's going on?
she's not. She's probably not
okay.
even watching the show. But
hey, you know who is watching?
Who?
Dusty Hall is watching.
Wow.
Okay, and Marie Hall is watching.
Oh,
2 for 2.
Okay.
My mommy and daddy watch this show, so
look at you.
Take that for what it is.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun game. I really, honestly, do not care who wins this game. It's going to be a fun football game to watch, and that's what I just hope both teams have fun.
It's going to be so good.
But yeah, for Pics' sake, give me Georgia.
All right, I hear you. So, but hey, that's our show. I think it's going to be a great weekend of college football. Looking forward to the game of the week for sure. Georgia, Alabama. It's going to be a great game. Yeah. Let us know how we did in the comments. Leave us a comment on your pick. Let us know Georgia or Alabama. Let's close things out here tonight. A little Dixieland delight. Roll Tide.
Did you know this song's about Tennessee though?
That's what they say. That's what they say. It's okay.
It's true.
It's because they're from. All right. Anyway,
they're getting copyrighted.
Bring it on. I don't even know if our show will get flagged. Roll Tide. Go Gamecocks. Y'all have a great week, college football.
Good week.
Boys, good night.